Hey everyone, this video finds some of you getting ready to head out to the Easter Jeep Safari out in Moab. I looked at the weather forecast and you're going to have temperatures ranging from 70 to 30 degrees. So you're going to want to make sure that your hot and cold air are working properly. This video shows you a quick fix. It only took me 45 minutes and about $30 to fix my hot air blender. And man, if it's not fixed, it's going to drive you crazy. So watch this video and hopefully you enjoy it. If so, hit subscribe or like, and I'll continue to provide you new videos that help you optimize your Jeep. Enjoy Moab.
Let's see if I'm not on. So once the power's applied, then you go here, and then there. It gives that loud clacking. And what all the videos show is behind this panel right here is that blender, and you just swap it out. So I purchased it at Autozone for 25 bucks, and following the other videos I'll show you guys how to repair it. So the first step was pretty easy. This panel just pops right off of here. I just pulled it up from the bottom. You can see there's those 6 clips that have to pop, but came right off. Piece of cake. Now I need to remove this bracket because it's behind this plastic vent tube. So you remove that, and then you get to the actual where the actuator is behind that thing. So remove this and then go to the plastic actuator, and then you can remove the piece. Okay, a couple things. So I did remove this bracket. It's the one that mounted that black plate, connects there and in the back. That was fairly straightforward. That gives you more access to this vent tube. And then I was very cautious. There's some little tabs. I couldn't figure out how they popped out, but then I just put my finger into the end here, this tube right here, and I just started pulling up on it. You can see it just disabled. I did stick my screwdriver into those little tabs. That might have helped release one of them, but as soon as I started pulling the right direction, so I just pull up, it started coming apart all the way across. You can see in here as well. You just pull that and it starts wiggling apart. And so I'm just gonna keep wiggling it until it pops out. And there I go. And you can see it in the back there. That's what I'm going to be replacing. There's the guide track where the actuator moves. So I just need to get this other panel off. I think there's a screw, and then I can get to it. Okay, now this piece is a little bit more tricky. What I did was I just started pulling from the top here. I hear a pop. And I think there are about 5 snaps, and then I finally heard all the snaps, and after those 5 snaps it just comes out. So you can see it looks like a snap there. Those 3 snaps right there, so it's probably those 3 snaps were the thing that I had to disengage. I just kept pulling on it, and eventually I heard a pop when I was pulling this way to disengage those 2, and then I grabbed the inside here and pulled, and I got the 3rd one. So just wrestle with it, and it popped out in about a couple minutes. All right, now you pull this little guy out. Hopefully it doesn't set off any combustible things. Just pull that guy out. Well, bottom line is the piece is right here. This is the part that I bought. I'm going to get this cable out of the way, but I just unscrew these screws right there. This will pop out, and this guy right here is the thing that's snapping. So this motor inside of this thing is not working, and it snaps trying to move it. With the new one, it should not snap anymore. Okay, now this guy's got the other Jeep connectors. So if I can get some sun, that connector is the same as like on the doors, where there's a little dimple on the side, and you click it and then you pull. So I'm gonna be very careful with these so it doesn't get brittle and break. But I pop that out before I put the new one in, and then that module right there will pop out. But I have to do the cable first. All right, just before I replace that, the thing that the other guys did, which was great, was just check it again. So I have my power set to auxiliary, and then I go here and I unplugged it, and so it should not try to activate. Well, it's trying to activate it, but without power it's not doing anything. So that definitely shows that that's the one, which it's on every Jeep that video's shown. So definitely looks like I replaced that and I get rid of my clicking noise. Alright, well, that was good. I was actually messing with it. I unplugged the wrong cable. So I'm supposed to unplug this one here. I unplugged one that goes down below here, so wrong cable. So fortunately it started clicking to let me know that I had not grabbed that cable. It would have come out either way when I dropped the module, but good catch. Alright, another helpful thing is there's this little plastic bracket right here, and it holds this big Siemens box, so it just snaps out. So you don't have to uninstall the bracket, but you just snap it out, and that gives you access to the top screw. You can see that top screw. I would not have been able to get it, so I might need to move the bracket, but the piece drops right out. It frees up that whole space anyways. Make the air duct easier to get out. Okay, I did take that bracket out. It has two of these 5/16 screws. Just used a small ratchet with the 5/16 with an extension. I was able to get this one, and there's another one at the top here. So there's this one that you can get out. Then I was able to pop out the module. When you pop out the module, there's the second one that attaches to the side, and you can take that one out. And now you have full access to that module. So you can, right there, sorry, you can swap it out right there. All right, so there's the module connected to a little tiny motor there. And that arm, that actuator arm, is what opens and closes between hot and cold. That runs in a track that moves the door. This is the new part, 604029. I'll pop it out, move the plastic over to it, and then reinstall it with the two Phillips head screws. So it fits pretty good. It just, I connected that up. There's one at the top and one at the bottom, so it's kind of at a little bit of an angle, but it can only fit one way. So, and then that is in the track there. And then from the others videos, they say it auto calibrates, so it's going to do a end test to figure out the two extremes of its motion. But let's screw it in and turn it on before we zip up our cavity. Okay, so I plugged it back in, screwed it back in, but before I put everything else away, I wanted to test it. So I'm going to go over here and then go over here. Let's just reset this again. Have all those little motors move. Go over there. Go over there. And you should see that motor right there. So cold, 50%, hot, and that motor is smooth as silk, no clacking. All the way to cold, it moves. That's perfect. So now I'm going to button it up, and we should be good. And this is a 30-minute job, well, 45, so pretty quick. Okay, so everything's back. I'm going to start by reinstalling this vent over here. Now that I have this Siemens out of the way and this bracket out of the way, I can easily get to it. And then once I get that in, then I'll install the bracket here and up at the top here. So that'll be easier doing it in reverse order. Okay, I got it back in. It didn't snap into place back there, but it's definitely in that metal. There's actually a little like trapezoid crevice that it snaps into, those 3 prongs I showed. It snaps into a little metal airflow duct. So it should snap. It didn't, but I heard it settle. So it's as loose as it was before, but I don't want to pull it out. I don't think it's going to move. But I've pushed on it for a while and it's not snapping, so I'm going to use it as is. And then I put the top piece on, and it's creating that tunnel to blow hot air in my feet. So now I'll put that Siemens bracket back up. All right, got the Siemens thing back in. You know, that bracket was tougher to put in this way because this was in the way. I just put the nut on the end of the extended socket wrench, fed it through the bracket, and then guided it forward because I couldn't get my hands back there once the bracket was beside the vent thing. So might have put the bracket on first, but it was easier to get the tube in. So I think it was easy to put that bracket back on after. Okay, so the 2 metal brackets are in. Just have to snap this on. I put my light bar up above. It used to be hanging below, but now that I have that off, I moved it to where I can put it up out of the way so it's not shining at my feet. But other than that, this was 60 minutes with videotaping, so it's a pretty quick job. Everything kind of pulled apart and pushed back together, and the $25 part was awesome. So I don't have that stupid noise anymore. So thanks. Hope you enjoy it.